Really happy overall, really besides that third quarter. I thought we did a really good job. We came out, held them to 10, 15, and then obviously we responded in the fourth and only held them to 8, sorry. Had 4 people in double figures again, which has kind of been the trend. We've had 4 or 5 in double figures in our first 2 games, and that's really been. I want to continue to see that. So overall, it was a good performance. Obviously, we shot the ball extremely well in the first half, and had a little bit of a letdown. Really in the third. Otherwise, if we could have, first, second, fourth, I thought were really solid, but the third quarter was sloppy, both offensively and defensively. But we'll continue to work on it, and we'll sharpen that up. But great job, and great job by these 2 right here. Really, happy to see Jada get herself going, and shot it extremely well, 4 for 5 from 3 with 5 for 8. And she just kept shooting, and that's what we've been telling her. Just keep shooting, it'll go. And we're going to need her scoring. We're going to need her presence on the court. So it was really, really great to have her get back to herself today.
Questions for players? So I noticed you guys all come together quite often on the court, and I played volleyball, and I noticed that's really common in volleyball to come together like that, and maybe not as common in basketball. Is that something you guys implemented as a team or your coach?
I guess just the culture. It could just be looked at as like a quick breather, a quick regroup.
I guess this is for either of you, but you shot like 25% against LIU from 3, and tonight you were both 80%. You shot over 50%. Just what were the keys to improvement in that area, and how important is three-point shooting in terms of your just style of play and offense in general?
I think it was just us staying in the gym and like knowing that we have confidence for each other, knowing that when we drive an attack and we get the wide open shot that we know they're gonna make it. I think it was just staying in the gym and just keeping confidence in all of our teammates.
And to just like tie off of that, like there was a specific person that's like sitting next to me or something, and they weren't happy with how they shot at the game last week, and like they were in the gym like late at night. So like that just shows you that like we're not just gonna settle for low percentages, or like just if we're not happy, we're gonna work for what we want.
Yes, yeah. So I noticed that you guys play a lot of man or one-on-one defense. Do you guys ever play like 2-on-3 or 3-on-2 defense at the court or at the? Yeah.
Not, not much really. I mean, I think we take pride in like the winning the 2-dribble war and just like playing like one-on-one defense and knowing that like nobody's gonna get past us, so we don't need to go into a zone. I think we're just very confident in our one-on-one defense.
So in your first game, you were 0 of 6 from 3, and then obviously you mentioned being in the gym a lot in between these games, and you go 4 or 5 from today. Was there anything different like mentally, or was it just that work you put in?
I think it was just letting go of the game and then knowing that I am still like trying to get back from everything. But it was just a mentality of like having confidence and knowing like, okay, if the first shot didn't go in, the next shot will. Just having the more positive mindset of like next shot's going in, next shot's going in.
Coach, coming out of the third quarter slump.
Just for players, please.
Oh, okay. No, I have a question for Miss Pebbles. So coming off of the bench, providing such a spark for your team, how does that feel for you?
No, it feels good. I mean, it feels good in general, just like be that energy kid for like our team in general. But I mean, it always just feels good to come in and like hype other people up and just hype myself up as well.
Anything else for players?
Makara, you've led the team in scoring both nights. How do you kind of take that approach and mentality going into games when you know that you're going to need to score a lot of points and kind of lead that offense?
I try to let the game come to me or whatever is needed that night. I don't necessarily go into the game thinking like I'm gonna score like the most. I just kind of, however they're playing, just go based off of that.
Are we go with the players?
I guess.
Thank you. All right, we can go into questions for Coach now. Raise your hand.
Coach, how many times have you had a game where your team shot a higher percentage from 3 than they did overall? Wasn't this something that you emphasized to the ladies before the game today?
I mean, it's something in our style. I'm always telling them, I mean, if you're open, shoot it. So we give our kids a lot of freedom to play, and all the shots, those threes that we took the last game and maybe they didn't go in, those are all shots we practice every day, and those are shots within our offense. So again, I'm constantly telling them to keep shooting. I don't care, like you said, 0 for 6, Jada was last time, and I'm the one telling her keep shooting, keep shooting. So it's part of what we want and what we do, and sometimes they're going to go in, sometimes they don't. That's also why we don't live and die by 3. We're not a team that only takes threes, and it's, if you're open, shoot it, whether that's from 3 or 2 or you can drive it.
Coming out of the third quarter where, like you said, it was a more sloppy quarter, what's kind of the message to your team to get them back on track?
I don't think I can say that in this presser, but no, they just got, I called the timeout because we just can't get into and we've done it now. Our first exhibition game, we came out of the half and there was just not as much focus, not as much intensity. Our communication wasn't at the level it needed to be. So I called a timeout and reminded them of that, and then, credit our team. They responded and they came back out. And sometimes they just need to, to get refocused by hearing that. But, we gotta fix it. We can't start halves like that, and we just can't do it. And all great teams, you come out and you usually can start halves and games at a high level, and we'll continue to work on it and put more of a focus on it and get better at it.
You talk a lot about playing fast and scoring quickly, but how do you kind of find that balance between playing fast while also trying to avoid those turnovers and mistakes?
Yeah, and that's one thing I think our system, we do. We want to play fast, and in our transition, we say we want to score in 6 seconds or less. But we're also a team that's not going to, if we don't have anything in our Phoenix transition, I want us to pull it out and get into offense, and we're going to run something. So I think that we're a fast, up-tempo team, but we're not a team that's just going to, if we don't have anything, we're not going to just jack shots. Like, I do not want to play like that. So I think it's a controlled tempo. If we don't have Phoenix, then let's get it out, and then I'm fine. It's just the next best shot, and if that's at the end of the shot clock, or if that's within the first 5 seconds of half court offense.
In the last 2 games, you guys have scored a good amount of points compared to your opponents that have not scored as much. Would you consider, or what would you consider stronger suit for the team, offense or defense?
I mean, we want to hang our hat on our defense. That's because our defense our defense and rebounding is going to lead us to be able to play at the pace that we want to play at, and our offense is going to be generated from our defense. So you saw that, right? In the third, our defense got a little lackadaisical. We fouled a lot. We were out of. Now we couldn't get out and run, and we weren't in our good offensive flow. So no doubt about it. We talk, we preach. Our philosophy is we defend, we rebound, and then we run and play offense. So we got to hang our hat on our defense every day.
Hi. So I had a question. How are you feeling about the game next Wednesday?
I haven't even looked at them, to tell you the truth. We prepare for one game, and then myself, our assistants already, whoever scout that is, they've already been preparing for the next opponent. But myself, as the head coach, I prepare, watch film on that game, and then tonight I'll break down this game, and then I'll start prep on our Wednesday game. So I literally take one game at a time, and our assistants are all in charge of the pre-scout.
So as you noted, the dip in play in the third, do you notice that kind of dip in practice or in other games as like a consistent thing, or is this more of like a fluke?
Hopefully it's just a fluke and not consistent. But no, we in our practices and everything, there's an accountability level for the intensity, for the communication, for how hard we go. So they're used to going for 2 hours, or a little over 2, really, really hard. So sometimes too, and this is not an excuse, but you're up 30-some points. You got to continue to one possession at a time mindset instead of just thinking, I don't That's not what we do. So continue to lock in, no matter the scoreboard, one possession at a time, and try to win that possession. Thank you.